Dear colleagues, dear Professor Pedro Rubens, dear Francois, council members, it is indeed a great honor to have been elected as president of the boards of the International Federation of Catholic Universities. I'm humbled to have received your support and pledge to work over the next 3 years to continue to modernize the structure, place accountability at the heart of the operation, work transparently to empower the Federation, and make it a convincing voice of Catholicity in higher education. This election, which for the first time had more than one candidate, is an expression of IFCU's transformation. Different and yet not opposed perspectives on the role of IFCU were presented, and you were able to make an informed choice. Let me first greet Dr. Fernando Sanchez Campos. Thank him for the dedication to IFCU and say that as president of IFCU, I look forward to working with the Catholic University of Costa Rica and develop the Common Good Observatory he so wonderfully presented to us a few days ago, and count on his collaboration. But in fact, laying out the seeds of IFCU's renovation was the work of our outgoing president, Father Pedro Rubens. With his calm but determined manner, wisdom, and diplomacy, he has steered the Federation over the past 6 years and guided its transition. These are indeed very big shoes to fill. His task was defining for us today to be able to discuss renewal and professionalization. I will work to widen the doors you have opened. Let us all thank him warmly and give him a round of applause. And let me thank as well all the members of the Administration Board for their service, Thierry Magnin, Chantal Beauvais, Jacinta, all the members of the Secretariat and the Executive Council as well. And what is to be done now? Let me start with a metaphor. Michelangelo left unfinished a group of 6 statues built for the grave of Pope Julius II that art historians have given the name I prigioni, the slaves or the prisoners. They capture unfinished figures that thus seem to emerge from the marble blocks unsuccessfully. Michelangelo's slaves are perhaps an inspiring image to the work of Catholic universities. They represent a struggle, the suffering of creation seeking completion, but also the dream of being whole. They represent, in fact, the rich potential of the labor of universities, because a university is always a set of possibilities. We are Catholic universities, and this identity is not one of the pillars of the university, but it's substantial to the university itself. As with the prigioni, we will never be done with asking the question of what this means for us, what it means to be a Catholic university. We will never be complete or whole, but our mission is to keep asking and reflect that question in all our actions. Nowadays, universities are facing tremendous challenges. They are the focal point of a new economic model that is no longer simply based on manufacturing and commodities, but is driven and led by those who own intellectual capital. This clearly requires stronger links with stakeholders in the community, be they NGOs or businesses, foundations and cultural institutions, citizen initiatives, and institutional strategies. It means that stakeholders in the community will increasingly tap into the resources available in universities more effectively, and universities must be flexible in catering to these changing demands. Our edge is that as Catholic universities, we will act to meet these demands by means of a value-driven education. A church that goes forth requires universities that go forth, that are on the move. This means precisely articulating the local with the global, leveraging our local presence with a wider international network of universities, bound together by their identity as Catholic institutions and committed to jointly create impact in a world that increasingly needs institutions that create value for society, be it economic, scientific, social, and cultural, informed by values. To act in concrete terms, as the Holy Father challenges, means to take up challenges where they are diagnosed. To act in concrete terms, then, also means, in this case, to take up the challenge and the noble mission of working with IFCU, representing IFCU, reinforcing its global voice, and providing spaces for its many internal voices to be heard. It means addressing the different development stages of its member universities in a spirit of sustainable solidarity and with focused initiatives so that the power of a few may be the strength of the many. Across it all stand our commonly shared values, a Catholic identity that binds us to respect human dignity, a commitment to an education driven by values, but also the pursuit of excellent science, advancing the borders of knowledge. We need to be at the vanguard of development, because only thus may we labor towards research unwaveringly committed to the common good and not to the profit of the few. On these occasions, a candidate now elected usually speaks of a track record. I have an internet path, so I will not talk about this. But I wish to say two things. One is that I also understand my election is transformative, not exclusively because I'm a woman, but also because I am one. I come from an institution that has a tradition of empowering women. I'm the second woman rector and have implemented a strong leadership agenda, which makes us a university with circa 45% representation of women on boards. It is wonderful to see the many women rectors here today in this federation, and I look forward to having you all inspiring young women to take up the responsibility of working with the Church in the great work of higher education. And secondly, I come with baggage. I have the great privilege of leading a remarkable university, Universidade Católica Portuguesa, with some prestigious alums amongst you today. I leave you with a short video that was made for the celebration of our 50th anniversary, and thank you again very warmly for your trust. I am committed to affirm my Catholic values in full dialogue with society, deeply passionate about the mission of universities to solidify, empower the youth, and driven to contribute to strengthen IFCU's role as an acknowledged voice of Catholic higher education. So I leave you with a video now of Lisbon and Porto. Let's see. Oops, no sound? We should have
Now
sound, we should have voice,
eyes.
yes.
The future is already here.
Here.
You're a dot in a complex, interconnected network.
The ocean. It has always felt very close to me. In school, when people asked me what I wanted to become, I'd answer that my dream was to be a scientist. I enjoyed the idea of exploring new worlds in this world.
Life is transformed. Walls collapse. New possibilities arise. Novelty is all around us. The recipe for success? I think it's to be aware that as important as choosing the road ahead is selecting a trusted partner to be by your side and guide you.
The 50th anniversary of Católica is an occasion to renovate our pact with the future. We are committed to cultivate science for the common good, understanding the university as an open, diverse, and responsive community. What defines Católica is the cultivation of the great ideas, crafting the experience of a lifetime, of cultivating knowledge, inherited across the ages, embracing change, and preparing for the future. As we celebrate our anniversary, the university is treading new grounds, embarking on unique projects. We celebrate value with values. It is my deepest conviction that over the next 50 years, Católica, its faculty, staff, students, and alumni will continue to make a difference, advancing knowledge for the good of humanity.
When we are kids, everyone encourages us to dream big. It's all about experimentation and opportunities. But then, as we grow older, it is as if our freedom is curtailed.
But as I look back on my life, I'm thankful to Católica for actually allowing my dreams to come true.
This university has given me many opportunities, opened many doors, and has broadened my horizons.